Welcome back if you're returning. Today's video is a French country inspired thrift haul and a makeover of a chandelier that I picked up last week, and also a desk that I picked up but I didn't show you last week. So we're going to start with the chandelier. So this particular chandelier was, I think it's an outdoor one, I think it's an Ikea one. It was black, I painted it white. The little candles are supposed to stick on there. I might clip those off, and I'm picking up some remote control little battery candles because this is going to hang in my master, hopefully. So I haven't been able to find a chandelier that I like, so this is why I'm making this one over. This is all stuff that I've picked up over the last year probably. The little cups were a rare find, but those are what's going to hold the actual little candlesticks when it's done. And then I just made little beaded pieces that fit between each arm of the chandelier. I wired them with a very thin gauge wire and then just made little hooks so that they would hang over each of the arms. Now obviously the chandelier is hanging in the doorway, so that's why it's kind of moving. You can see it's moving quite a bit, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So I'm taking each little strand and clipping them in place. I've made like little hooks with the wires and then just clipping them onto the chandelier arms. Now you can make this as elaborate or simple as you like. I did hang dangly pieces from the bottom and also from the center of the chandelier that's actually attaching to the ceiling. When I'm finished and I'm happy with it, I'm going to just put little spots of hot glue just to hold everything in place. You can see that's where I just ran a little piece of wire and put some hanging jewels there. And also these little cups, I am going to use a spot of hot glue just to keep them in place so that once it's hanging, you know, nothing's going to go anywhere. And like I said, it's all made with just a very fine gauge wire that is just hooked around each of the chandelier arms. Now you may look at it and say, well, yes, you know, nothing's really joining and you can see the wires, but once this is on the ceiling, you're not going to see the wires and where everything's joined. All you're going to see is the jewels hanging and hopefully the lights twinkling. So this is going to go in the master bedroom. I'm going to do a winter look for the master bedroom, obviously because I made it over for Christmas. I'm really happy with how it looks for Christmas, but I do realise I can't stay with my Christmas bedding. So I'm going to change it out, and actually some of the material that I picked up today and the bedspreads that I thrifted are going to be part of the bedroom makeover. So this vintage desk was one that I picked up in the Boxing Week sale at my local benevolent fund. It was half price. I think I paid $50 or thereabouts for it. A little bit more than I wanted to, but you'll see when you open it up, it's a nice little piece. Obviously it's quite stained. It's going to need a little bit of work. And I decided rather than sanding it down and refinish it, I might do that in the spring once the weather's better, but for now I'm just going to give it a quick paint. One of the knobs is missing, so I'm going to replace them all when I find the knobs that I want. But for the time being, it's just going to be a paint and a quick makeover. You can see it's not especially old and it's not, you know, a fantastic antique piece, but it is nice, and I like that when you close it up it just looks like a little table. So as I said, I may rub this down properly in the spring when the weather's better. But for the time being, I'm just going to give the top part a paint. You can see there's like a little tray that pulls out inside. That's where you do your writing. So the colour that I've gone for is a brick red that was a sample pot from Bayer. And then I've added black to it because it just wasn't quite dark enough. I am going for a vintage colour, and it was just a little bit too red. So this is one that I've obviously self mixed. So you can see the colour there. It's a very dark red. It almost looks purple, but it is red. And I'm just doing, like I said, I'm just doing the top part. I'm not doing the legs, and I'm not doing the interior. I'm just painting the outside red. And then I was either going to decoupage, or I have a transfer that I've had for a little while. It got damaged, so I'm going to see if I can sort of use parts of that to transfer on top of the desk. See, there are little bits of decorative moulding on it, not all the way around, there's bits missing. Again, I'm not too worried about that. If I redo this in the spring, I will add the moulding back onto it, either same as the original or similar. So this is the transfer that I've had, and these little pieces of moulding, I picked these up at the thrift store. They were $7.99 for 3 of them. So I'm just using Gorilla Glue, and I'm just sticking them onto each side of the top of the desk. So this is the transfer that I've had. It is damaged, there's letters missing. It stuck to itself when it came out of the package, and I just held on to it. I figured I could use it one way or another. So what I've done is I've measured the center of the desktop, and then I've just rubbed off this little scroll, so that I've got a good starting point, and then I'm just going to piece things together on top of it. As long as you have a line that you can follow, and you can see on here I have a line in the center of the desk where the hinges are. So if you can always match your letters or your writing to that line, you're always going to be at least center and straight. So like I said, you can see that I'm going to put the number on this part, and as I'm doing it, bits of it are sticking and some of it aren't, so I have to go back and fill it in, but it turns out okay in the end. Now you'll see as I'm doing this, pieces are working, pieces aren't working, it's sticking to itself, and I think this is because it's an older transfer, and like I said, initially it did stick to itself. So I think I just got a bum lot when I got this one, because I've done transfers before and never had the issues I did with this one, but I didn't want to waste it, and figuring that I may redo this piece in the spring anyway, you know what, I wasn't losing anything. So what I've done is I've pieced together little pieces of the transfer on top of the desk, and I think it's turned out not too bad. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. once the little pieces that I'd stuck on were dry, I painted over them with the same colour as the rest of the desk. And then I had a little bottle of, it's like Rub and Buff, but it's in a bottle. So I just tipped my finger in there and just rubbed it onto the highest parts. And, you know, James Bond would love me because I had a gold finger. So once it was finished, I did actually add a little handle that I had onto the front of the desk. And once it was opened up, it is a nice little piece. You can see where I'd matched and sort of stuck pieces to make up letters, and there's the little handle that I added to the front. So all in all, it's not a bad little piece. I haven't got it in place yet, but you will see that next week in my video when the rooms are finished. So back to my thrifted finds for this week. This was a great little find and a great price. If you do stamping, you'll appreciate this. These little clear blocks fit on the back of your stamps, and they are quite expensive if you buy them with your stamping sets, but I got 2 of the blocks for $7.99 and the distress ink, which is a really great deal. So I'm looking forward to using those in the new year with my stamping. This little side table is what I'm going to be using it for, the green painted wicker piece. This was a rare find, you just don't see these around anymore. This was $5, and as I said, this is going to be used as a side table. This week just seemed to be a lucky toile week. I'm always looking for toile and I will always pick it up, but I did find quite a bit. This was a window curtain panel, which is very similar to the velvet panels that I have already. So I'm going to be using these as my bed curtains, along with one of the bedspreads that I picked up, the Toile bedspreads. It is a full-size curtain, and I like the little detail with the little balls on it. And as I said, I do have 2 of these in velvet already. Now I took the tags off everything because I was washing everything. That little blue panel was $5. This bedspread, this blue toile, was $12.99. It is a queen size and it has the blue and white gingham on the other side, which is perfect for my bedroom. So I was so pleased to get that and had to pick that one up. The toile pattern is a really nice one. It's very similar to the in my last house, the kitchen, I had like pergolas on the wallpaper. It reminds me of that. This was $14.99, and this is a more of a faded toile, but it's the same on both sides, and it's a nice big piece. It is a little bit discoloured in one area, but I'm not using this one as a bedspread. I'm going to make pillow covers and a bed curtain again for the master bedroom, and it's going to be toile on toile on toile. But if you've I love that look, and if you watch the Chateau Diaries, you know that Stephanie has a red toile bedroom, which is toile on toile on toile on toile, and I love it. And then I found this little piece. It almost looks like a quilting piece, but it is a very, very small print of the toile. It's a little bit unusual, but I saw it and I thought, I've got to pick this up. So I think I'll make some little accent pillows with this for the bedroom as well. I might even recover my lampshades with this one. So again, toile, 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 beautiful. Really pleased with those finds. I also found 2 Ikea panels in the brown velvet. Now those are normally $50 and those are $7.99. They are in perfect condition, and again 2 brown panels, which I always use the velvets because they are so heavy and they're such good quality. So again, great find. Then I found this piece of really thick purple velvet. It is 2 yards, I believe, and I got it for $2.75, and it's 40 inches wide. So I'm not sure what I'm going to use that for yet, but very pleased with that as well. I hope you enjoyed the mini makeovers and the thrift shopping. Thanks for watching. Look out for next week, where I'm going to give you an update on the plans for the house. There's going to be some changes, and I will be refreshing things for the winter. So we'll see you next week.